and I'm happy that a lot of his teammates are supporting him as well. But watching him go out there and take the coaching from Coach Vrabel, from Coach McDaniels, from myself, and kind of go out there and execute it. And I'm happy that he's having a lot of success, doing the things that he's doing outside of the structure. There's some things that he does within the system, and then there's some plays that he makes that you have to thank Mark May and Michael May and God for that.
In what order?
God first. But it's pretty neat to just see him go out there and have the success that he's having. Hopefully we can keep it up because it's week to week. You have to prove it every week. What we did last week, it has no effect on what's going to happen on Sunday. So that's why we prepare the way that we do.
Just a little off topic for me.
Yeah.
Bob Chesney getting a coaching job at UCLA.
Yeah.
A, what was your first reaction? And B, how much do you kind of take from him that you might have learned, years ago?
So Coach Chesney was a big influence on my coaching career and still continues to be. During the bye week, I actually flew down to James Madison for the Sun Belt Championship, and he let me on the sideline, so I was there for that. And then we went to his house afterwards and kind of celebrated the win. So I'm happy for him, happy for his family. His kids are like nephews and nieces to me. He's like an uncle figure to me, so I'm super excited for him. We talk, if not every week, every other week, so it's cool to see that. But it kind of hurts because the time difference now is going to be a little weird, but I'm happy for him.
Is there anything you used that you might have learned from him, that you're using or applying today?
Yeah. When I played, we have our pillars team-wise. A lot of teams have them, and his were to always have a positive attitude, have a great attention to detail, and do everything with some urgency. So I try to take that into my coaching career now. I always come in, same attitude, always positive, urgent with everything I do, and I try to be super detail-oriented.
Good.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Mac was pointed out by Coach Vrabel. I think there's been a lot of examples in other position rooms that when one of my guys makes a play, they're up there cheering for him. That's been great.
One of the things that guys have, we talked to Josh about this, we talked to Zach about this, and Jeremy Springer as well. The level of excitement for a game of this magnitude that's in the building over the course of the week. And one of the things that Mike has talked about is that it's consistency. It's just like every single day. It's just we know this is a big game, but we have to be able to be consistent, do what we've been doing ever since July. How do you feel about the level of excitement, anticipation, coming into a game like this at this magnitude?
Just speaking for me personally, I believe that a big reason why we are in the position we are right now is because Coach Vrabel and Coach McDaniels have each week hit a reset button and focused on what the process is that week to get that win. And when you build that kind of a culture and you build that kind of a rhythm as a team, this game, although the rewards would be high, it's the next game on the schedule. So we're treating it just like we've treated the previous 13. So I've been fortunate to watch the leadership of Coach Vrabel and Coach McDaniels, and I think that approach is why we are where we are.
With Kyle, how special is that burst of speed that we've been able to see, and sort of what other aspects of his game would you like to see him improve on or grow?
Yeah, I think he's got an elite trait with his speed. Mm-hmm. I think that as he continues to grow and get more comfortable with the entire route tree and coverages and things of that nature, the challenge is, can you play that fast all the time?
Yeah.
And I think he's growing in that, and I think that that's something he's very aware of and works hard at, and excited to see his future there.
What did you think of his touchdown Monday? And you mentioned staying ready. I think Kayshawn limped off, and he had to come right in. How impressive is that for a young player?
It's excellent. And the way that he tracked the football and had the field awareness, was all straight out of the drill work we had been working. No, just kidding. He's done a nice job of really staying in tune to trying to perfect the little things. And I think that it's becoming more and more natural to him to just react in the moment with the great athleticism and body control that he has, and that was on display in that
Is
play.
Is the footwork in that situation one of those traits? Because it seemed impressive for his awareness to know where he was on the sideline, and how do you work on that in practice, those types of situations?
Yeah, I think tracking the football without losing control of your lower half is what you can drill. I don't think you can really put yourself in too many positions in practice, where you realistically are moving at that speed in that area of the field. But I think the more reps that you can have where you are executing at full speed and aware of your kind of spatial responsibility, if you will, kind of gives you a fighter's chance, and then God's gifts take over, and Kyle just did a great job of getting his feet down and tracking the ball all the way in.
Todd, if someone asked you the question, what is Mike Vrabel really like, what would you tell them?
I'd say he's an incredible, caring human being who has a passionate competitiveness. I've watched him, in 2 different stops now, have an imprint on a team. He cares about everybody in this building. He cares about their families. He also cares about helping them become, as good at their craft as they can possibly become, whether it's coaches or players. And I'm really fortunate to watch him lead this team and care about each individual that walks through those doors.
And is there a personal story that maybe you hold specific to him that maybe reflects that? That you'd be comfortable sharing?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the caveat there. It's no secret that I went through a tough chapter when I was last with Coach Vrabel, and he walked through that chapter with me. And his loyalty and the way that he committed to me and the team is something I'll never forget, and why I was excited to come back and work for him again.
What does it say? What does it say about him? It might be the same answer as the first one. But.
Yeah, I think that he cares more about the person than he cares about the product. Yeah. And he knows that if he cares about the person and supports the person, that they're going to support the product.
Ready for
Thanks.
like Sunday? Like, would you rather be anywhere else? maybe a warmer climate, but like, come on.
I was born and raised in Minnesota. This is nothing to me. This is nothing to me. Although it's no mistake that the biggest mall in America is in Minnesota.